All of you,
Good evening, Miss.
mark your attendance. Good evening. Please mark your attendance. Okay, so let's move to our topic, that is which chapter we are discussing? Lesson metals and metals. What all things we studied?
Physical properties of metals and non-metals.
Physical and chemical properties. Chemical property means property, that is the reaction with oxygen. Some other chemical properties are also there, reaction with water and displacement reaction, like that. We discuss it today. And in the previous class, we studied about the physical properties of metals and non-metals and the properties like malleability and ductility. Do you remember the terms? Yes. Okay. Then now we can study the chemical properties of metals and non-metals. In chemical property, we already discussed reaction with oxygen, isn't it? Yes, I already told you reaction with the oxygen. What are the product obtained when metal react with oxygen? What's the product? When metal react with oxygen, what will be the product?
Rusting.
Not rusting. Any metal, if any metal react with oxygen, what will be the product? Its oxides will be formed. Metal oxides. Okay. Metal oxides will be formed. That is, on burning, then metals react with oxygen to produce metal oxides, which are basic in nature. Then what is the peculiarity of this metal oxide? Metal oxides are basic in nature, but in case of non-metals, what happened? Non-metals react with oxygen to produce a non-metallic oxide. Do you understand the difference? When metal react with oxygen, it forms metallic oxide, and when non-metal react with the oxygen, it forms non-metallic oxides. And the metallic oxides, which are basic in nature, and non-metallic oxide, which are acidic in nature. Then I think you understand the how to determine acidic and basic property by using litmus paper, litmus test, using red or blue litmus paper. Okay. So in this class, I will show you a video regarding the topic that we discussed. Please listen here.
That we can see so many things in our surroundings. They are made up of different materials. Some of them.
Can you hear the voice? Okay.
Yes, Miss. Miss, we can hear.
You can hear. Okay.
Are hard in nature and are called metals, while most of them are soft, and so they are called non-metals. So in this module, we are going to learn about properties and uses of metals and non-metals. Objectives. Friends, at the end of this lesson, you'll be able to define metals and non-metals. You will also be able to understand the physical properties of.
Can you give some physical properties of metals? What are the physical properties of metals?
Malleability,
Yes, malleable.
ductility.
They are ductile. More than that. In page number 46, there is given the physical properties of metal. That bolted letters.
Sonorous.
Hard,
Yes.
hard,
Sonorous,
lustrous,
hard, lustrous.
malleable, ductile,
Malleability, ductility,
sonorous,
Good.
and good
sonorous and
conductor
good
of heat
conductor of
and
heat and
electricity.
electricity.
Okay, good conductors of heat and electricity. All these are the properties of metals. Then what about non-metals? Opposite of this, that is, they are non-lustrous or not malleable, not ductile. Then what? No, poor
Not
conductor.
hard.
Tell me.
Not hard.
Not hard, poor conductors of heat and electricity. All these are the properties of non-metal, physical properties of metal and non-metals.
Of metals and non-metals. Besides it, you will be able to describe chemical properties of metals and non-metals. And in addition, you will also be able to explain the uses of metals and non-metals.
Okay, these are the things that we discussed in this chapter. We already discussed defining a metal and non-metal, and we discussed the physical properties of metals and non-metal, and also the chemical properties, that is the reaction with the oxygen. The remaining chemical properties are today we discussed. Okay.
Grammarly does more than catch errors. With Grammarly, you can find really...
Hey buddy, what are you doing here?
I am flying a kite. It is too light in weight.
Yes, dear, because it is made up of paper. And do you know that paper is a non-metal item? See there, an aeroplane is also flying high in the sky. It is made up of steel and other metals.
But what are these metals and non-metals? Friends, we use many things in our daily lives. These are made up of metals and non-metals. Dear, now let's know about their properties. At first, we know about the physical properties. The first property of metal is its malleability. By this property, the metals can be beaten into thin sheets. Non-metals don't show this property. Next property is conduction of heat. Metals are good conductors of heat and electricity, while non-metals are poor conductors. The property of metal by which it can be drawn into wires is called ductility. It is the third property of metals. Non-metals don't show ductility. Now let's talk about another property of metals, that is sonorous. Metals produce ringing sounds when they struck, so are said to be sonorous. The materials other than metals are not sonorous. So friends, by these properties we can say that metals are hard, lustrous, malleable, ductile, sonorous, and good conductors of heat and electricity.
So this is very important. If you can please draw this in your textbook. That is, metal is hard. Please draw this. Write metal at the center and in anywhere, your textbook or in your notebook. That is, please draw this, the properties of metal. Metal, which is hard, lustrous, malleable, ductile, sonorous, and good conductors. It is very important, these points. Okay. You can write this, or otherwise you can take a screenshot or anything else. Faith, did you do it? Okay. Shall I continue?
Yes, miss. Yes.
Iron, copper, aluminium, calcium, magnesium, etc. are the examples of metals. Non-metals like coal and sulfur are soft, dull, non-ductile, non-sonorous, non-malleable, and poor conductors of heat and electricity.
So this is the physical property of non-metals. They are soft, they are dull, they are non-ductile, non-sonorous, non-malleable, and poor conductors of heat and electricity.
Sulfur, carbon, oxygen, phosphorus, etc. are the examples of non-metals. Friends, after discussing about physical properties of metals and non-metals, let's know about their chemical properties. Metals like iron, copper, magnesium, etc. react with water and make their oxides. These oxides are basic in nature.
This is the process of rusting of iron. That is, iron when exposed to air and water, it turns into its oxide, forms iron oxide. Okay, this is the rusting phenomena.
Now we talk about the nonmetals. Sulfur reacts with oxygen, giving the sulfur dioxide gas. Oxides of nonmetals are acidic in nature. Another chemical property of metals is reaction with water. Most metals react with water vigorously or slowly. Sodium is stored in kerosene oil due to its highly reactive nature with air. Non-metals do not react with water. Phosphorus highly reacts with atmospheric oxygen, so it is stored in water. Now let's know about the reaction of metals and non-metals with acids.
Okay, here you see the reaction with the water. How? You know, sodium is highly reactive with the water. So it is kept in kerosene. Then another one example is phosphorus. Phosphorus, which is highly reactive with the air. So it is kept in water. So these are the chemical properties involved in the metals and the non-metals. Now we can move to our textbook. Please take page number 48. Take page number 48. Reaction with water. In the previous class, I think you studied the reaction with the oxygen. Reaction of a sulfur dioxide and water forming sulfuric acid, like that. Did you underline that all? Okay. Then now we can move to reaction with water. Let us see how metals and non-metals react with water. Sodium metal is very reactive. It reacts vigorously with oxygen and water. A lot of heat is generated in this reaction. It is therefore stored in kerosene. So there is a question. What is the question? Why sodium is stored in kerosene? The question may be asked. Why? Because sodium metal is very reactive and it reacts vigorously with oxygen and water. So we cannot keep it outside or we cannot keep it in water. Why? Because when we kept sodium for a long time in outside, it reacts with the oxygen, atmospheric oxygen, and what it will burst. Otherwise, when it kept in water also, it get react. So the only reason is that sodium is kept in kerosene. Okay, I will show you an experiment that activity 4.5, burning of a sodium or sodium reaction of a sodium with the water.
Water. Now let's know about the reaction of metals and non-metals.
So far we have this is put the sodium during observation of it with water. Now carefully cut a small piece of sodium metal. Dry it, forming an activity.
This is the activity 4.5 given in your textbook. Please listen that first. I'll just read the activity. Take 250 ml beaker or a glass tumbler. Fill half of it with water. Then what we want to do? Now carefully cut a small piece of sodium metal. Then dry it using filter paper and wrap it in a small piece of cotton. So after cutting the sodium, what we want to do? We want to wrap it in a cotton after drying it. Then put it into the beaker. Then observe carefully. During the observation, keep away from the beaker. Why? Why it is said that during the observation we want to keep away from the beaker? Because sodium reacts with the water. So it may cause any harmful reactions. Okay. Then when reaction stops, touch the beaker. What do you feel? Has the beaker becomes hot? After the reaction, has the beaker becomes hot? Test the solution with the red and blue litmus paper. Is the solution is acidic or basic? Now you can check.
Take a
the
250
activity.
ml beaker. Fill half of it with water. Now carefully cut a small piece of sodium metal. Dry it using filter paper and wrap it in a small piece of cotton. Put the sodium piece wrapped in cotton into the beaker. Now observe carefully.
What will happen? It will
You
burn.
will observe that
Did you see any substance that burn in water?
No.
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 But sodium, this is a substance. When we put a single piece of sodium in water, it will burn. You can see it in the laboratories. Okay. Sodium.
sodium reacts vigorously with water. Note: during observation, keep away from the beaker. When reaction stops, touch the beaker. What do you feel? You will feel that the beaker has become hot.
Please write there. What do you feel after this experiment? What do you feel? What do you feel? The beaker become hot. Has the beaker become hot? Yes. The beaker becomes hot.
This is because the reaction is exothermic and hence heat
What do you mean by exothermic reaction? Here the reason is that the beaker becomes hot, and the reason is because this is an exothermic reaction. Then what do you mean by this term exothermic? You know that? Exothermic means the liberation of heat during a chemical reaction. And also another type of reaction is there, that is endothermic reaction. Endothermic means absorption of heat. After a chemical reaction, absorption of heat will happen. It will be an endothermic reaction. So when the heat is liberated or heat is going out, what the reaction is said to be exothermic. Okay. So it is an exothermic reaction because heat is liberated during the time of reaction.
is evolved. Now test the solution with red and blue litmus papers.
Here we are going to test the acidity or basicity of this solution when a metal reacts with the water, whether it is acidic or basic. We want to look that.
You will find that the solution turns red
What will
litmus
happen?
paper blue.
If we put a red litmus paper in that solution, the red litmus turns to blue in color, which means what? Which indicates what?
It is basic.
Yeah, it is
It is
basic.
basic.
The solution is basic.
This is because when metals like sodium react with water, it forms sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide is basic in nature, and so the red litmus paper turned blue. Thus, we can say that metals like sodium reacts vigorously with water to form metal oxides with evolution of heat. Now you will be able to answer to form.
So here what will be the reaction? The reaction will be sodium. You know, sodium when reacting with the what?
Yeah.
Sodium,
What?
yeah, react with the water. Sodium plus water. And you know, sodium is Na. The chemical formula of sodium is Na, and that of water is H2O. Okay, H2O. H2O means what? The chemical formula of water, which means water contains a hydrogen, two hydrogen molecules and a oxygen molecule. Okay, this two is for hydrogen. There is two hydrogen molecule and one oxygen molecule which combine to form water. So sodium when reactive with water, it forms what? It's hydroxides, that is NaO NaOH. It's hydroxide. Sodium, when react with water, it forms hydroxide. This is the general reaction happened in here. Please write it in your textbook below that column, activity 4.5. Write this equation, that is Na plus H2O gives NaOH. Sodium, when react with water, form its hydroxide, that is sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide. NaOH is sodium hydroxide, which is basic in nature. So the solution will be basic in nature. Okay. Shall we continue? Did you write it? Faith, did you write it?
Yes, Miss.
Okay.
Metal oxides with evolution of heat. Now you will be able to answer why
This is the question, that why sodium is kept in kerosene. Why? I already said the reason. The reason is given in your textbook. Why sodium is kept in kerosene?
Because it reacts with water.
Because
Miss, when air touch it,
tell me.
and it
Because,
react with water.
yeah, it is very reactive
Sodium
and it
is kept
vigorously
in
reacts with the
kerosene.
water.
Sodium metal is very reactive. It reacts vigorously with oxygen and water.
Water.
This reaction is exothermic and hence a lot of heat is evolved. But sodium does not react with kerosene. It is therefore stored in kerosene. Third, reaction of metals with acids.
So in this lesson, we studied the chemical reaction of metals, reaction of metal with the oxygen. What is the product when metal react with the oxygen? What's the product?
Miss, once more.
What will be the product when metal react with the oxygen?
When metals react with
We studied the chemical reactions of metals. At first we studied, in the last class, we studied the reaction with oxygen, and today's class we study reaction with the water. What will be the product when a metal react with the oxygen?
Miss, oh.
Yes, tell me. I already told that. Metal oxides.
Metal oxide. Right, oxide.
Yes,
Metal
when
oxide.
it reacts, when a metal reacts with the oxygen, it forms, the product will be metal oxide. And when non-metals react with oxygen, the product will be non-metallic oxides. Okay, oxides will be formed. Do you get the point?
Yes.
Okay, then what is the nature? Is it acidic or basic? When metal react with oxygen?
Basic.
Yeah,
Base.
it will be basic. And what about non-metals? It will be acidic.
Acidic.
We studied in the previous class. And in today's class, we studied about reaction with the water. Then, what will form when it reacts with the water? What will be the nature? Metals are basic. Hydroxides will be formed when it reacts with, when a metal reacts with the water. It's hydroxide, that is OH. I show you the equation NaOH,
Yes.
which means hydroxide. OH, which means hydroxide. So hydroxides are formed, and these hydroxides are basic in nature. So when it reacts with the water, also shows a basic nature. Okay.
kerosene. Take a test tube and a bead
Now the
Hydrogen
reaction with
gas is
the
formed.
acid.
We will do
Acid.
an activity to prove this. Take a test tube and a beaker. Pour 5 ml of dilute sulfuric acid into the test tube and 20 ml of soap solution. Take a test tube and a beaker.
Just a minute.
When metals react with acids, hydrogen gas is formed.
What
We
will
will do
form?
an activity to
What will be the product when metal react with acid? Hydrogen gases. Okay. Don't
Hydrogen
forget this
gases
term.
form.
Hydrogen gases. When metal react with oxygen, its oxides will be formed. When metal react with water, its hydroxides will be formed. And when metal react with the acids, hydrogen gas. Okay.
prove this. Take a test tube and a beaker. Pour 5 ml of dilute sulfuric acid into the test tube and 20 ml of soap solution in the beaker. Now drop small pieces of zinc granules into the test tube. What do you observe? You will see bubbles in the test tube. Now allow the bubbles to pass through the soap solution kept in the beaker. Bring a burning matchstick near the mouth of the beaker. Now listen carefully. You will hear a pop sound.
It will
What does the
spark.
pop sound indicate? The pop sound indicates the presence of hydrogen gas.
So when the sulfuric acid react with a metal, what will form? It
Hydrogen
forms
gases.
hydrogen gases. And the pop sound indicates the presence of hydrogen gas.
Here, zinc
Gas.
metal reacts with dilute sulfuric acid to form zinc sulfate and hydrogen gas. Thus, we can say that metals react with acids to produce hydrogen gas.
So this is another important point, that is metals react with the acids to produce hydrogen gas. On the next class, I will ask these questions. Okay, the reaction of metal with oxygen, water and acids. What will be the product? So study well.
Fourth, reaction of metals with bases. When metals react with bases, hydrogen gas is formed. This can be proved by performing an activity. Prepare a fresh solution of sodium hydroxide in a test tube by dissolving 3 to 4 pellets of it in 5 ml of water.
So here sodium hydroxide is dissolved. It's a pellet form. It is present in the pellet form. And take
Miss, pellet means?
pellet means small stone like single stone like
Okay.
structure. Then it dissolve it with the water.
Drop a piece of aluminium foil into it. Bring a burning matchstick near the mouth of the test tube. Now listen carefully. You will hear a pop sound. What does the pop sound indicate? The pop sound indicates the presence of hydrogen gas.
So here sodium hydroxide, that pellet is a sodium hydroxide. You know sodium hydroxide is a base. Okay, in the previous experiment, the reaction with the sulfuric acid. So acid react with the metal. Here sodium hydroxide is taken and the sodium hydroxide is a base. So the metal react with this sodium hydroxide and what will happen? It produces a pop sound. Okay.
Here, aluminium metal reacts with sodium
Sodium
hydroxide base to form sodium aluminate and hydrogen gas. Thus,
So sodium
we
hydrogenate
can
and
say
aluminum
that
gas is formed.
metals react with bases to produce hydrogen gas.
Okay.
Base to
Please
form
write this equation in activity 4.7 in your textbook. Reaction with the bases. Please write this equation. Activity 4.7. 2Al, that is 2 aluminium, 2 moles of aluminium. Aluminium symbol is Al, plus Sodium hydroxide. Na is sodium. Na is the symbol of sodium and OH is the symbol for hydroxide. So 2 moles of sodium hydroxide react together. It is diluted with the water. So 6H2O. H2O means water, diluted water. So sodium hydroxide is diluted and it is a base. And when this base reacts with the aluminum, sodium aluminate will be formed. This is the equation. Please write down. Okay. Did you write the equation? Okay, shall we continue? And Maria?
Yes, miss.
Okay. Please write this equation in activity 4.6. Activity 4.6, please write it down. Zinc plus dilute sulfuric acid, the acid reaction with the acid. Below the heading reaction with the acid, please write this equation. That is, when zinc is a metal that reacts with an acid, dilute sulfuric acid, zinc sulfate and hydrogen gas is formed. Zinc sulfate plus hydrogen gas. Okay, did you finish?
Yes, miss.
Okay.
The pop sound indicates the presence of hydrogen gas. Here, aluminium metal, hydrogen gas. Thus, we can say that sodium aluminate and
Yes.
hydrogen gas.
Hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas is also there. If you don't write this H2, write this also in reaction with the bases. Write 3H2. Hydrogen gas is also formed.
Gas. Thus, we can say that metals react with bases to produce hydrogen gas.
Okay. So I think you understand the point. That is, when metal react with the oxygen, it forms its oxides, that is metal oxide. And when metals react with the water, it forms its hydroxides. What about other metal react with the acid? It forms hydrogen gas. It produces hydrogen gas and also with the base. Okay. Then in textbook page number 4.6, there is a column given reaction of metals and non-metals with the acids. Whether there is some some metals and non-metals are given there: magnesium, aluminum, iron, copper, charcoal, and sulfur. So when magnesium react with the dilute hydrochloric acid at room temperature and warm temperature, what will be the product? That's the question. I will send you this column after this class. So you should write it in your textbook. Okay. Today itself, you should write it in your textbook and send me. Then now we can read our textbook. Our time is going to over. So please read reaction with the water. Please read. Okay, just you can read reaction with the water.
Let us see how metals and non-metals react with water. Sodium metal is very reactive. It reacts vigorously with oxygen and water. A lot of heat is generated in the reaction. It is therefore stored in kerosene. This want to read activity.
No need to read the activity. The next page.
You observe that sodium reacts vigorously with water. Some other metals do not do so. For example, iron reacts with water slowly. Generally, non-metals do not react with water through they may be very reactive in air. Such non-metal are stored in water. For example, phosphorus is a very reactive non-metal. It catches fire if exposed to air. To prevent the contact of phosphorus with atmospheric oxygen, it is stored in water.
Okay. So to prevent the contact of phosphorus with atmospheric oxygen, we should store it in water because phosphorus is highly reactive with the oxygen, air and water. With atmospheric oxygen. Okay. So that's why it is kept in water. Then we'll please read reaction with acid. Faith. Reaction with the acid.
Reaction with acid. Let us see how metals and non-metals behave with the acid. Miss Box,
No.
next
Page.
is there a difference in the ways metals and non-metals react with the acid? What could the pop sound in the same case be due to when the burning mastic is both near the mouth of the test tube? You might have found that non-metals generally do not react with the acids, but metals react with the acids and produce hydrogen gas that burns with a pop sound.
Please underline that sentence. It is very important. Non-metals generally do not react with acid, but metals react with acid and produce hydrogen gas that burns with the pop sound. Okay.
You must have noticed that copper does not react with the dilute hydrochloric acid even on heating, but it reacts with the sulfur acid. Reaction with the base.
Okay. Then enough Faith. Then reaction with the base. Please underline the sentence. Metals react with the sodium hydroxide to produce hydrogen gas, and reaction of non-metal with the bases are complex. This tendency is very important in reaction with the bases. So before the next class, please read your textbook 5 times. Okay, our time is over. We can wind up our class. Also fill this column after I send the answer. Column in page number 49. Okay, all. Thank you. Study the topic.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss.